Welcome back on this Sunday. Sit back, relax, and we're gonna hop right into this Uber live. We're back in business, people. Shout outs to Yed for the team. Let's see what we got here. Rocky helmet. All right, so it looks like I've won. Lay these T spikes up, and it's what we call over. Sticky webs mean nothing to me. This has no recovery move. We're truly in a new era. Gonna badly poison. Let's see, what is this? I'd assume we'll toxic this. I think you can toxic it, but you can't get after effects, right? So that's excellent. We get to stall out the light screen on the turn. Because what we want is to make sure that we're in the perfect position. Oh guys, check this out. So, you know the world famous book, The Art of War, right? I have a little secret. This is a book that, back in my heavy tournament days, I used to read diligently. It's a very difficult book to interpret. So most players, well, most people didn't know. I introduced Art of War to the competitive community as far as popularizing it, because back there was a series of there were a couple of years where, especially in the World Cup, there was a running joke of, like, you know, players could not even there would be I think I had an entire season where only one mon died, and people would make jokes being like, okay, Jam, I wonder if somebody's gonna. It wasn't even if the opponent was gonna win, it was if he was gonna KO a mon. Right, that's how wonky things got. The question is, well, why? Like, what were you doing so differently than everybody else that allowed you to 6-0? What was your secret sauce? What was the edge? The truth of the matter is, one, a lot of my edge came from the information that you guys learned from the Art of Competitive Mon. So at that point, the scientific method of what are the baseline fundamentals of mastery, those things didn't exist. People had a bunch of opinions, and some were accurate, and I learned from a lot of them when I was coming up, but there was no real science of the game. It was just kind of, you know, it was pretty close to probably how people thought of medicine, right? Before we uncovered germs, right? There was a time where germs weren't a thing, right? No one thought germs were real. So if you had a sickness, it's the explanation is this and the explanation is that. And so it was very close to that, right? Everybody had their own take on what they thought was the cause of things. I swear, if he Swords dances, like, he never just showed you Dragon Dance. Okay, U-turns. I don't know why he went to this to U-turn. Interesting decision. So I'm guessing a Draco Micho would be coming my way. Light screen, Swords Dance, Behemoth Blade. I'm thinking, how do I ensure a win? Green Killer is neutered by Arceus Ghost. Yeah, so we're gonna give up Eternatus here. It doesn't matter anymore. Serve this purpose. He keeps U-turning. I don't. I guess he wanted to get the Necrozma, and the issue with that is that I have one of these, and I have one of these. I'm gonna fire off the Will-O-Wisp. Firing off he Dragon Dance. I've shown you Dragon Tail, bro. Okay. Lumberry. Oh no. Oh lord. I could Terra Water Dragon Tail. It's a pretty big deal. I'll probably eat, because Edgar likely EV'd this really highly. I was gonna say, if I miss the Wisp, I'm in trouble. It's better to risk the Dragon Tail, but this pretty much puts me in a position of power. This Lumberry stacking Judgment again. I think he forgot that I am a. Oh, okay. Judgment is doing 64. All right, that's fine. Yeah. And so now I get to Intimidate, which gives me rocks. One, oh, actually, does a lot to me, like a lot more than I expected. Okay then, very well. I'll keep that Intimidate. Eternity just was supposed to be the sack anyway. But as you can see, I said we already won. But so yeah, that was my secret sauce. And so what I did back then, I did not have the growth mindset in the way I do now. Well, less the growth mindset. I didn't have the sharing mindset. I was very much heavy competitor. I had the competitive edge, the art of war studying. It's hard to read just for anybody. And then no competitive player was ever even thinking about principles in this. So I was studying it, and I'd like try to mirror and see, okay, how does this apply to mines? This was almost a decade ago. How does this apply to mines? How can I utilize this? And so I went on a streak where it was just massacring, just absolute bloodbaths, and people would wonder what's the edge, and only a few people would know the answer. And my YouTube channel at the time, you know, I'd have little quotes where I'd say like, you know, supreme excellence is defeating your opponent without fighting. But it's like, what the fuck does that mean? So why am I sharing all this? What the fuck is the point of all this, jam? Right? What's up? Right? He's gonna Maraudon back, but so this allows me to position my Zation. Watch your mindlessly U-turn again, like always. Okay, finally. I was gonna say, so I forced a Terror, which is excellent, which means I forced a KO here. He could Electro Drift, which would do a good bit, but he's losing a Mon. So we're staring down Zation off. We're having a Zation off. I want to be at full health. This is useful. So we're gonna take the Intimidate. Why would you Sword Dance? I just killed you. You act like you're threatening me. Okay, so bro has no brain. Good to know. Wait, why the fuck would you Sword Dance there? That's not even a good play. But at this point, I just need something to beat the Maraudon, and and my Arceus Ghost eats everybody else. That play pissed me off because it's just so silly. So if he has Wild Charge, obviously your equal dies, but a Play Rough would not have KO'd my Kyogre. Actually, maybe no, not +2. And even then, I could win. But you know, you get the idea. So yeah, now Behemoth Blade. My Maraudon also can sweep him. Far from over. I have Terror in hand. I could Terror Ghost. I think it's a Fairy type. My Kyogre is about to go down. So be it. Electro Drift's gonna blow me away. Oh yeah, I'm Wakan Berry. I forgot about that. Oh, he's Terra Fairy. I'm not paying attention. My apologies. I'm thinking about the story but yeah, so for the longest time, I remember I used to say, man, you know, I wish I could, not I wish, I'm going to translate the Art of War into Mons, but I wasn't ready for how amazing of a journey as far as a learning experience for me and the value that it's going to add to anybody who gets this book. We're in a day and age now where, you know, we came from a time where you're a farmer, you know, worked in the factories, where for the majority of people, access to wealth, freedom, being able to, you know, put yourself in a position where you're offering your family the best life possible. All those things. Oh, now I see why people use Terra Ghost. Okay, that makes sense now. All these things, now you see why. Because he's gonna E-speed here, and now Terra Ghost, and now this Electro Drift. But all those things used to be a byproduct of how much labor you could do. And you know, there's a lot of confusion about when you use the word work, what people typically mean when they say work, they mean labor, right? You ever heard it's like, it's not about how hard you work. Well, Well, yeah, it's not about how much labor you do, right? But work is just simply putting out an output, right? You well, let me define that better. That was a shitty definition, if I'm honest. Work is producing something of value in the way people think about it. Producing something is of value for the marketplace. So work is anything you do to create something that's useful, right? It's effort you put in to create something useful, right? Sometimes that's art, sometimes that's, and what's work for you, what people mean, whereas like when people think of work, they think of work meaning something negative. It's only work if I dislike it. No, it just needs to produce something efficient at the end of it, right? Whether you like it or not is irrelevant. And so work is different from labor, and also work does not mean you dislike it, right? And those are three important things to consider. The reason being, in this day and age, the internet, AI, and those things are rampant. And you know what the key thing they replace now is? Labor, right? Before, to have an audience like this would require a lot of people distributing, a lot of people broadcasting it. I'd have to go through people, right? Labor or physical effort, muscle, walking, language, you know, communicating clearly to the person, gathering the capital to pay for the, like, all those things required a lot of people. Now we're in the age of the machines, right? Where I can upload this and thousands of people see it immediately, right? How is that possible? What the fuck's going on, right? I still think these spikes, it'll be valuable. It'll depend on what his items are. I know Glycor is likely coming out, but it's irrelevant. A one layer T spike is gonna play a key role later. Okay, especially in these rocks. Yeah, it's toxic in these fashion. I mean, nice to know. But yeah, trying to do too many things at one time. So he just showed me his whole moveset, and this is a key thing in the art of war, actually, right? Within the first 4 turns, I know his entire moveset unnecessarily, right? And deception, which is chapter 2, right? Deception in Pokemon's case is hidden information, right? So when you go into every battle, we don't know exactly what the opponent has. Did he have to protect that turn? Maybe, right? But as I was thinking about, you know, his move options, I'm like, there were several other options he could have went with that would have put him in a better position than he is in now, right? Especially if he protects here. I could calm mine, but getting toxic would be too big of an issue, right? And so he gives a Gliscor, which makes his team right and fodder. But you know, that's besides the point. And so the Lecky is actually not the Lecky's actually probably could have went he should spin though. Yeah, I'm gonna say I could have went hard Lando. But he doesn't want these T spikes up, which is useful to note. This is useful, but not the end of the world. Especially, okay, it's life form. But yeah, and so we're in the age now with AI and machines just replacing manual labor, right? They don't replace work, they replace labor, right? We're in the age and we're moving into the I'm super slow and he's like jolly. Probably could have assessed that a little better. His Lecky gets to come in, but the Lecky is going to be volt switching, then it's going to try to rapid spin. It'll give me poison. I don't even have any priority. It's actually a complete waste of time. No, it's not a complete waste of time. Well, it is, because my Lando is no longer Rocky Helmet, so somewhat it is. So now we stealth rock again on the off chance that he rapid spins. It gets rid of the T spikes while we get the rocks up. The T spikes don't matter anymore. Yeah, because Eternatus smashes all remaining. And this is another key principle, right? Like, what's the underlying purpose of the decisions you're making? Right? I don't think my opponent thought critically about what's going to happen after the fact. And so the best thinkers are the ones who are going to rule the future, right? Those who can think through a problem critically. And there are 3 stages of that, which we go over. The mental martial artist will be the one who rule. And I don't mean rule in some end of the world kind of way, but just literally going, okay, well, there are going to be people who are further along than others. And the beauty of it is, well, two key components to it. If you're listening to this right now, that's something that's within your control, right? Because the world's going to belong to the best critical thinkers, right? And so critical thought is a predictable 3-step process for every game. Chess, business, engineering, computer science, fucking mons, same 3 steps. And so the beauty of it is we have a hobby that allows us to practice this. And the far majority of my audience tends to be people who are in those fields. They're like, this wild charge. I figured he'd be some kind of terror. I was like, this is my only thing that can really deal with sucker punch. So this could get out of hand if I don't nip it in the bud. But you know, the vast majority of my audience are people who are left brain heavy, you know, in technical fields. And so, you know, they're drawn to my style of content because of my thorough explanation style. And I think, you know, we resonate with each other in terms of, like, you know, they're usually very philosophical or very spiritually inclined or very, like, again, technical, right? Technical just being engineering, computer science, very technology focused, technical in that sense. Some far majority, vast math, you know, a lot of guys who are very math heavy. And so they're already mental martial artists, whether they know it or not, right? And so it's like, how can we train that muscle in the same way we can train, you know, for karate or jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai or boxing? And so that's the purpose of the art of war, is to make sure that in the hobbies we have, we're sharpening our mind, because the sharpest minds are going to rule. The sharpest minds are going to be the ones that can protect their families, who can, I mean, even with the nonsense information people are being fed all the time, right? If you know, observe just the general populace, you can see just how problematic not being able to think critically is, right? Somebody says this and they just take it and run with it and didn't give it an ounce of thought, and now it's ruined their relationships with their family, their relationships, you know, with their partners. But imagine, right? That's why we're so blessed to be in this niche. Imagine being able to sharpen your thought with a hobby of yours, right? Crazy. And so it's never been a better time to be a Mons player, a Mons fan. And that's why this right here is coming soon. The Art of War, Pokemon Edition. This is where I'm going to reveal all those secrets that are going to be able to help you. Right? It's going to be very close to having your own competitive Mons AI downloaded, or a chip put in your brain. Right, all the little secrets that I'm like, yeah, you know, I don't know if I want to share this, you know, I want to have the competitive edge. All of it is in there, and it's broken down in a simple way that you can immediately take it and start not only destroying your opponents, but every area of your life, whether school, be work, relationships. It's just going to change how you view everything. Everything. I'm excited for that. It took me quite a bit. I had a lot of help in the editing process and whatnot. So I'm excited to present this to you. I didn't do a game plan because I was like trying to do too many things at once. We just talked about that. But oh, he doesn't want smoke. A very good Arceus ground, mid ground. Okay, very well. Let me actually pay attention to the battle now. But I might, huh? Me taking out these Eternators means what for me? That's it's big for my poison. Yeah, it's big for my T-spikes. The pressure stalling. He won't do it this turn. I'm doing 60. I just need 2 more ice beams, even if he recovers. Galley ice is a good play. What do I want to do here? 2 origin pulses is better than 2 combines. Yeah, ice beam did 20%. That's fine. Okay. Oh, Miraidon is a wild play. Never make Miraidon there. Sheesh. I have Waken Berry. Means I eat. Unless he specs. I might not eat though. I'm definitely eating Combine specs. There's no way. Kyogre is super important, but break off. Okay, I think he was specs. You're not doing 43 to me. So Kyogre took out 3 members. Just phenomenal. Just delicious. So we Lando to cover for the D dance. Cover for TR as well. This allows us to U-turn. Okay. Miraidon back to Lando on the EQ bait. Even if he doesn't EQ and he randomly SDs again, yeah. He has 2 turns of TR, so EQ and a SD freeze. What's that move called? That ability called? Photon Geyser, he crits me there. This is annoying. Very frustrating, but this allows my Arceus Ghost to be positioned. It's a little annoying, because he wouldn't have 2 KO me. Now my Lando is on the verge, which matters because of the rocks. And so now I'm staring down Ho-Oh, which I shouldn't be. But if I time this properly, he TRs again. For what? That's foolish. We're gonna Origin Pulse here. As the way I play, you're gonna Swords Dance here. Like Photon Geysers. Did not expect that. He's weakness policy. Because he keeps Photon Geysering as if he has the leverage here. Come on, man. Now he's gonna go to the fucking hole. That's fucking stupid, dude. That's so fucking stupid. That's so fucking dumb. Bro, you crit me and you dodge the Will-O-Wisp. That shit should be useless right now. Now it's fucking part fire. Alright. That's a really big fucking miss, man. That might be like a game losing miss. Terrifier. Terra Electric. Terra Ghost. He switched out the... No, he Calm-Minded on my Lando. That's super fucking frustrating, man. And I get the worst fucking thing possible. Okay, fuck it. A judgments, which I figured he'd do. I think for the long term of the game, I'll have to trade Eternatus to Toxic this. A Bondberry. Just realized I was a Bond. Yeah. Lowered him to get comfortable, which is what I needed. Might have Ice Beam. So be it. Hard Gem. Okay, so that was the other move, huh? Because my Miraidon can potentially 6-0 him from here. So it's just being patient, especially because I'm faster. The dynamics cannon damage matters more. So my Zacian, I might live. Zacian should one shot from 44. And that still gives me I cross my dusk. So fucking stupid, man. This shit should be burned. Oh yeah, I already lost my attack boost. I have to like pray for a crit. Put Terra Electric and hope I crit him. Yeah. Really fucking lame. On players to Swords Dance to stall Trick Room turns. Yeah. Because if I KO him, he goes Calyrex and smashes me. Whereas Necrozma, I don't have an end. The Trick Room turns are too little. If I had something like Protect. Yeah. Those losses are the most frustrating. Because you do everything wrong and get bailed out. But yeah, to be fair, I didn't actually stop to think the game through as far as like a proper game plan and all that. These won't be very difficult games. It's gonna be the last one. So that's why I'm like, you know, I'm much more excited to share those stories. But yeah, the future belongs to the thinkers, man. Labor is being outsourced, and so the sharpest minds. If you're the kind of guy who's just sitting around consuming entertainment nonstop, right? Entertainment that doesn't sharpen you in any way. Not that it does, you always have to be sharpening yourself with your hobbies, right? But if it's 90%, if 90% of your time is outside of work, is, unless it's work you actually, you know, or you're doing the thing already that is already sharpening your mind with your work, then fair enough. But yeah, if you're the type that you're like, okay, no, I'd like to sharpen my mind and in ways outside of my work and become a holistic person, then The Philosophy, The Art of War is a book that definitely want to have in your arsenal. I mean, it just literally changed it. How your life turns out is based on what you see, and what you see is based on what you think you know, right? Because I mean, who really knows? So it's more accurate to say what we think we know. But that's our reality, what we think is the case. And yeah, it's like nothing ever done. I'm looking forward to seeing, you know. And so blast, huh? Got the toxic off. This is very similar to the first game. I already scanned his team. I didn't go super in depth with the team builder, but you know, in the beginning, you want to assess the situation. Excuse me. You assess the situation to find out, okay, well, you know, what am I dealing with here? I might Draco, but I have a Bomberry. Plus, this is no longer a necessary mon as he U-turns. Very low risk play there. He's put himself in a position where the high score, give up score, rocks knock, 2 rocks matter. I was just thinking from, okay, yeah, we can do that. So EQ, reposition on a potential toxic. He has been intimidated, which allows me to go to the Kyogre for free. So subtle little repositionings like these make all the difference, right? Oh, he double toxics. Okay. Actually very impressed with him for that. That's not something I thought he was capable of. But it doesn't make a difference now. The game ended on turn 1. Yeah. And you definitely don't make a Koraidon play there. Yeah. But the Koraidon dies. And so rocks means dead Koraidon, especially if he, well, if he U-turns, he's finished. If he low kicks, he dies to helmet. So as I said, the T spikes the moment they went up, the game was sealed. You never want to put yourself in a position where you're just powerless. Judgment. I could have Origin Pulse there, but we just need enough damage to ensure that the Miraidon can KO it. Which is the case. His only alternative would be to go to Rabombe and Terra Fairy. You know, something told me to Terra Ghost. I expected some weird shit. But Miraidon's natural bulk is so fucking ridiculous that didn't even make a difference. I don't know why he'd have gone Zacian Crown. Not what you expected. You're a fairy type. Swords Dance is probable, but it's a speed tie at best. Speed tie at best. Everybody else is affected by web. So Swords Dance. I just Terra Water. Plus I have my Arceus Ghost. The reason I like Miraidon is for the Gliscor. So even I was like, if he Swords Dances here, like what are you gonna do? A Behemoth Blade. I can eat a +2 Behemoth Blade. So really and play rough. That's why I didn't want to waste the Terra. So this was a pretty no risk play. Unless he crit, but even if he crit me. So now this just allows me to Earthquake spam. Excellent. We go to Miraidon and that's game. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. But it's identifying the weak points and the strong, as Sun Tzu would say. And I'm very excited, man. Like, check this out, bros. The shit flips. The shit flips, bros. It's now there's gonna be the physical copy, and I have something special I want to do for my guys that get the physical copy. The first 151 is kind of to commemorate the launch. Not 100%. I'm open to ideas, guys. How can I do something special for the first 151 people who grab the copy? We'll see. See, Eternatus no longer necessary. He's really trying not to Draco, so this shit is specs for sure. He doesn't want my Zacian coming in. We'll take the little bit of Dynamax Cannon damage I can get if I get it off. Oh, that's not a little bit of damage at all. That's a lot of bit of damage. No, he actually didn't expect him to EQ there. I missed this Draco. Makes the game a little harder. I'll do it though. If I hit it, the game's over. If I miss, I don't lose, but it just makes the game a little harder. Yeah. For example, Rabombe comes in there. Good Rabombe switch because the terrains. Drift probably still kills this shit. Oh, I'm not 100 on that. But it's not something I'm willing to risk. So if he stun spores, he almost guarantees loses because now the Gliscor can't touch the Arceus Ghost. So it's actually to my benefit for him to stun spore me. So we're gonna Judgment here. Excellent. Yeah. So now the Gliscor in Earthquake, he could probably use all his Earthquakes and not beat this Arceus Ghost. So he actually should not have like 18. Yeah. He's getting back a lot of health, but it's nothing for my what's it called? So like it takes a lot of EQs. So I could technically stall his EQs out. I mean, I opened my big ass mouth, right? But now I knew I negated his entire efforts. Right. The spike is the last move, okay. And then I get to judgment theory. Okay. Staring down the Raiden. Specs Raiden. Sure. And this wouldn't matter if, but the thing about it is that the electric move is gonna do so much, but I can Terra Electric Zacian and knock this out, and then just Draco one shot with Miraiden. It's gonna come down to a hit though. That's the one thing. It's like all my moves that beat Gliscor. So I'm thinking like, okay, which one would I rather do? Gliscor versus Arceus, a guaranteed loss for him. I could, no. I'll eat one. Oh, it's not. Scarf, I think, man. That's really frustrating, man. But if he's scarfed, then that's frustrating. It's fine. I needed to not get luck there. Not confident he'll take that. At 289, I could Terra Electric SD. I'm not 100% he's choiced. Pretty sure it's choice scarf though. 41%. Actually, that's. Are you doing 41 to me? I'm doing only half to Arceus. Oh my god. So is it a speed tie? Oh my god, that was a big loss on my end. That was a big loss on my end. Sure, the hex was there, but that's what I was saying. Like, I put the odds of luck playing a role. So that was actually a really good loss to take, because the whole point of the maneuvering was trying to avoid the very thing that caused me to lose the game. The only way he was winning the game was with luck, and he got all the paras he needed, you know, all the things. That game would not have been close if not even if one of those paras didn't happen. Got all the rolls he need. Like, so basically what in the book is called the heavens, you know, Earth, in the way it describes it, like 5 constants of war, and heavens is the, in actual warfare, would be weather, you know, all the non-controllables, and the earth would be the controllables. In this case would be the action or the move we click. And so in trying to not have the non-controllables come into play, paralysis, moves missing, the only moves I have that don't miss are on Zacian, or the Kyogre, was Zacian with the Behemoth Blade. Land versus don't matter in this particular case. What's it called? The Judgment and the electric move. And so, but if he was specs, why did it do so little to my Arceus? Because if we get the Judgment off there. But I think of all the turns I got paralyzed, I think probably attacked 2 out of 7 turns, which is a very low probability. So I was like, okay, we'll bank on the probability of that. But it's something you don't ever want to allow, but a good loss to take, especially in the case where we're going over the very things that we're talking about. In a more significant game, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say how I could negate the variance, but there was a way. There was a way. There was a better route where, and that's the beauty of then going back to the replay and going like, okay, because our goal as commanders are to always mitigate or take the power away from the heavens, meaning no luck, no RNG, just straight raw control over the outcome. And I didn't do a good enough job of that, doing too many things at the same time. So I'm actually really glad that's a good lesson there, because I didn't think it was possible for me to lose. But if enough things go, enough crits, enough whatever's you need, it can happen. So never get too arrogant. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm telling you, bros, it's game time. Game time.